most of the time, they have good common sense. They know what's happening. So I believe that's an important distinction. So I've probably signed a contract here or there that I wish I could have done better on. I always think we can do better. I never, you know, when I was working in the business, at the end of every show, I would always look back, Dave, and see what I could do better. See what what little thing. I got into a fight with a juicer on one show. And the police officer had to come and break it up. And it was like, I regretted that, and I thought to myself, I didn't have to do that with the juicer. I could have, we could have found a better way. So there are always those kinds of things. I'm always looking to see, and one of the reasons I'm running, I'll be honest with you, I had a good job at the local, guys. I didn't have to do this, I didn't. My job was secure with Leo. I was set. So it wasn't, and I love my job, and I miss being there representing our membership right now. But the point is that I felt that I had to do this. I really did. And some people said, boy, you're really courageous to do this. That didn't really cross my mind. Because this is the next thing for me to do. That's just the way I've always been in my career. It's what's next. I've mastered being a business agent. I've mastered being an organizer. Now I think I need to take it up to the next level. That's the way I've always run my career. It's just my path has taken me here. That's the way it's been. It's not that I planned anything. It's not like I was scheming to be the principal officer. No. It's just the circumstances occurred to have this happen. And that's the way I've always lived my life, is to try to do better for myself, professionally, and for the constituency that I represent. I'm very proud to be representing our members.
Now to Leo, since you worked for him for 13 years, and I'm not asking you his opinion, I'm asking your opinion on two decisions you felt that he made that had unintended consequences, far-reaching, or things you may have given up in contract negotiations.
Well, that's something Leo should answer himself, not you.
No, it's his opinion, not Leo's opinion. I'm asking his opinion.
Do you think you should ask that to Leo?
No. Why would Leo know his opinion?
If Leo was here, Leo
should be here.
And he's not, and I'm asking his opinion.
We all know why he's not.
And did he fix him?
I'll tell you why.
And did Leo
Because
fix
I
him?
point blank asked Leo if this man here asked him to this debate. And Leo point blank said they discussed it after the union meeting and that they decided not to. And this dog and pony show that you see here today was designed to have Leo not sit here and have you say, look, he's afraid. He didn't show up.
Why
Why don't you be honest and say that what happened that day?
Let him speak. Come on, everybody deserves
Let me ask this
Go ahead,
question.
brother.
I asked his opinion, not your opinion.
And did he fix it? And did Leo fix it?
Sit there today in that chair. You personally called him and asked him and talked to him point blank, and he agreed to sit there in that chair right there. We're talking about honesty now.
Right. And what Leo agreed to, how many people were at the July 28th
I'm the
meeting?
person who asked.
I was there. So Jeff, hold on. How many, did you hear Leo agree to a debate?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Why is this superseded my question?
I just want to see if I could just say something. I'm the lady who asked if we could have this debate because I went to a meeting for the first time and heard you guys talk. And at the
first time?
The first time. And I was shocked at how interesting those meetings are, and I want to go from now on. You guys are incredible. I had no idea the issues you guys have before you. None. And I came away from that meeting going, wow, I really want to hear the issues. So I went up to the microphone and I asked, because Leo at the very beginning said, you cannot use this meeting for campaigning. You cannot talk about the issues. And for the next hour and a half, that's all he did. He slipped it in, and he put forth his ideas, his vision of the future. And I went, okay, that's great. I like some of what he's saying. But I want to have a debate. I really want to hear the story because I was hearing stuff that I didn't know existed. And I thought, what else is out there I don't know about? So I went up after that meeting when they said, yeah, we'll have a debate, to confirm it. And I went up to those guys and I said, this is wonderful. You're going to do this? And they said, yes.
How would told me? I asked him point blank.
So did
I talked to
Rob Schwab
He changed his mind.
And you're supposed to be mediating. Do a better job.
So in any case, yeah, I did not have a conversation with Leo where I agreed not to debate.
So this is just a dog and pony show.
You can call it whatever you want. I invited him, and a lot of these members here emailed Leo and asked him to have this debate, and Leo declined. That's his choice, Jeff. That's his choice. And if I want to have a town hall meeting as a candidate, I have every right to. That's right.
That's what this is, a town hall meeting instead of a debate. Does this look like a debate to you?
Just so you know, Leo declined the debate on Friday on his website. That's when he declined, Friday. So if he wanted to stop this from happening, he should have declined months ago when we asked. I asked him on July 28th, it was asked, and he agreed in front of everybody. Now they're saying there was some private meeting. There was no private meeting, period. This didn't happen.
Hi, Dave Rogan.
Jeff.
Why did you butt in on my question, Jeff? He wasn't
Well,
done.
okay, sit down. Dave.
Excuse me.
No.
Dave Rogan.
Come
on and get in my face. Okay?
Please. Don't.
We can discuss this later.
Yeah.
But don't come up to me in front of everybody like this.
Let's not. This is not going to devolve into that. Thank you. Now look.
I just want to know why.
Guys.
I tried to ask why,
I
but you just kept
Jeff
going
for being
on.
here. I respect Jeff for being here, and I mean it. Thank you for being here. I mean it. I have nothing to hide from anybody. And obviously you're supporting Leo, and I respect your decision to support him. So I totally respect that. Okay, I'm not here to diss Leo. I'm here to tell you the distinctions, and I'm trying to do that. And I hope you're seeing that. That I'm not trying to diss Leo. I'm just So let me answer Dave's question. I got to tell you, one of the things that very much disappoints me about Leo is his hiring decisions of late. I think we've hired some very poor business agents that we can do better. And I also, Floyd, another thing.
13 years, there has to be two.
Oh, there's plenty. I'm just trying to think of one that really had an impact. I'll tell you the one that I'm also disappointed about. Leo says in his campaign material or somewhere that he convinced Local 727 to withdraw its, they're trying to limit our trucks. Do you guys know that this?
Yeah.
Okay, well, just so you know, the Chicago Teamsters came to Los Angeles to negotiate a term contract with the AMPTP. They invited Leo to sit in on those contract negotiations. And if you look at the collective bargaining agreement that they put out to the AMPTP for negotiations, there's about a page and a half of stuff limiting 399 from going to the number of vehicles going. Okay? Leo was invited to those negotiations without his attorney, without anybody. He sat in those negotiations when that proposal was made to the producers. I personally would never have gone to those negotiations and sat in on those negotiations under the terms they were told. They said, you can't bring your attorney, you can't do anything. Why would I sit in on a contract negotiation where another union was trying to take stuff away from me and sit there mute and not say anything? So to me, that to me is really bad. That's not fighting for our people. And that's the problem that I have with Leo now. I don't think he's fighting for us the way he did 5 years ago or 10 years ago. And he's done a good job. But he's 75 years old and he's been there for 24 years. And I think that it's time for a change, and that's why I decided to do it.
Although I've just met Jeff, I believe his name is, he's probably could speak first of why there seems to be an undercurrent of why drivers hate the coordinators.
Well,
if you would like.
I would love to speak to you.
Hold on a second.
I'll talk to you.
Hold on. I don't want to this is not the kind of conversation we're going to have, and we'll close the meeting if it gets out of hand.
No, I don't want it to get out of hand. I'm just curious.
I understand. Dave, look, Dave is Dave. This is Dave, and I love you. You're being who you are. You're a straight shooter, Dave, and that's what I like about you. I do. I just want to say, we're beyond the 90-minute time, and out of respect for you, I know it's warm in here. If you want to continue, I'm happy to continue. I just want to make sure.
Let's continue.
All right. So let me just say, let me speak to your issue, so that let me tell you what I believe has happened here that I also disagree with. I think that Leo has not informed our membership about what's going on in the local. A lot of people don't know that we've lost $1 million since 2010. That's something I think the membership needs to know. I'm going to be you're going to be getting a postcard from me about that, and we're going to post the Department of Labor LM2 forms on our website so you can see the fact we lost $600,000 last year alone.
Where?
Well, I'll explain it in a minute, but let me finish to Dave's point. So the reason that I think Leo does this, he's tried to, in this campaign, pit location managers against drivers by telling the drivers, this is a driver's local. Do you want a location manager running your local? Well, first off, I've been a business agent for 13.5 years. I don't even need to address that. I'm a Teamster. I'm a Teamster first and foremost. We're all Teamsters. I don't care what craft you come from. You're being used for this program. But what he's also done for many years, Dave, is he's pitted the drivers against the coordinators by saying you're all dirty. That 95% of you are dirty. When was the last union meeting that you came to, Dave?
Probably 20 years ago.
Well, that's why you're not hearing it, because he says it at every union meeting. He does. It's a fact. He says the coordinators are dirty, and that you guys are the root of all evil, and that we should kick you guys out of the local.
He said some, not all.
Not all.
Not
You're
all.
right. Some.
Some could be 2 or
No,
20.
he's not referring to
Well,
2. Come on, Phil. Do you think he's talking about 2 guys?
No.
Then there wouldn't
He's
be an
talking about
issue.
10.
I don't, look, he says some. He
We
says
never
some, he
changed all
said,
that, Phil.
you can argue what he says, but you know what? I don't think we should be pitting member against member ever. Ever.
I just want to know why the sentiment is there.
Because I think that there have been drivers who have been abused by coordinators. They have asked them to polish, to mow their lawns, and, you know, there have been a lot of things that I've heard over the years, Dave, that certain coordinators have done. Now, let me just say one thing. We have bad coordinators, we have bad drivers, we have bad location managers, we have bad producers, we have bad studio executives. In every union, there are going to be people that aren't as, that aren't the best people in our local. But we have to support everybody and represent them just as much as we would anybody else. What we need to do is educate our members about how to deal with this stuff, because the drivers are terrified of you. They're terrified, because if they say something to you, Dave, they might get fired. A lot of drivers are afraid to speak up, and we need to encourage the coordinators and the drivers to have a comfort level. That's why the union is so broken on the transportation side, because people are afraid of everybody. They're afraid of their business agents. They're afraid of their co-workers, and they're afraid of their supervisors. That's a horrible way. Think about it. It's a terrible way to have to live your life. And I think we can do better by educating our members and letting you guys talk together. What I'd like to do is have this discussion with coordinators coming to a meeting. I said the IA should come to a meeting and the WGA to talk to our members. We should have discussions like these where people can just talk, like we're doing right now. We should have more of these types of events. That's what
Hi, I'm Alan Hooper. I'm the shop steward for the Casting Associates. Steve, there's news this week that the California minimum wage might go up to $10 an hour. The associate minimum is currently $10.57 an hour. The question asks itself, I think, how do we get our minimum to a respectable level?
Yeah.
It's going to be 3 years.
I understand. I'm still making $10.57 an hour. Anybody in the room working for $10.57 an hour? Besides Casting Associates?
Yeah.
So that's my question.
So first off, in the last negotiation, that we tried very hard, but there's pattern bargaining in our union. It's 2%, not in our union, but that's what the studios promulgate. They say, hey, we can't give you more than 2% because we gave everybody else 2%. So that's the rabbit hole that the associate casting directors find themselves in.